You know, this is somebody who it's like they're really trying to put this together. You know, this is they don't have a plan. They don't really have a strategy. Okay, they don't have a plan. They don't have a strategy is what they're saying. They're like, I know I have to say something and I'm coming correctly, but I don't have a plan. I don't have a strategy. Hi, Tori. Oh, but look. 10 of Pentacles. Okay then. All right, let's talk about this. This is somebody who sees a family with you. This is somebody.
And at a certain point in a storm's life cycle, you see the eye close in, and at that point you see the storm weakening. And that is a very temporary thing as it goes through a different cycle, and then eventually you see that eye rebuild and the storm re-intensify. The science is not exactly clear why that happens, but it happens in pretty much every big storm. And so based on the trajectory of the storm, that would be the one thing that would save this from being a Category 5 upon landfall. But you see how strong the eye is right now. There is no indication of that happening. And so therefore, I think this thing could even get a little bit stronger. I think a 5 at landfall seems very likely. I mean, to me, it almost looks like a solar eclipse. It's actually one of the most menacing looking eyes I've ever seen. Check out the videos on the Jamaican FYP when you end the live. Yeah, I'll look at a few of those, but it's also bedtime. It's probably past bedtime because I have to wake up at 4:30. Where were you during Dorian? You've been very helpful. Dorian, that was September 2019. I was living in Maryland at the time. I actually did not have a TikTok account.
This is like the wheel is turning in your favor. 9 of Earth. This is what you've been like hoping and wishing for. Right?
Actually, a couple months in. That was actually the first real storm I ever forecast for where it mattered for businesses and for people. But I mean, I had been watching things as an
appreciation, this attitude of gratitude, right? You make this person very happy. They definitely want to celebrate. So this is somebody, this is 3 of Cups energy. So when this person may ask you out for drinks. Okay, I'm heavy, like it's like a casual. They want to test the waters, is what they're saying. They want to test the waters. So you have somebody who, they're looking at you online, okay? They're showing me somebody scrolling their phone, okay? So you have somebody, they could be, like I said, could be reaching out on social media, but it could also, they could just send you a random text just to kind of like test the waters. Would you be willing to meet me for a drink? I'm gonna have to pull out another deck.
Make sure it's from a reliable and trusted source. Hopefully you guys believe that I'm one of those. And again, we tonight, please keep the people of Jamaica, the people of Haiti, Eastern Cuba, Bahamas, Bermuda in your thoughts and your prayers. If you are a religious or spiritual person, say a prayer for them. You can write it in, on a piece of paper. You can say that, or make it be the last thing you think of. All we can do is hope that this one somehow weakens at the last second, or has minimal damage, or ends up busting. But unfortunately, I do not believe that's the case. So, I am a somewhat of a religious person, and, I fully intend to, keep those people in my prayers tonight. I'm a somewhat of a religious person, but I never pray. But tonight might be a night that I actually do. Because I'm just so terrified of what's going to happen. And, it's time like this where, we do hope that a miracle can happen. But sadly, I do think that worst case scenario is what's going to happen. So, again,
they're seeing you in a different light. I feel like something has definitely been illuminated to this person. They are very worried that you have a lot of people after you. I'm just looking at this turtle and all the fish behind it, right? I really feel like this person thinks that you're not single. They think that you have, if you are, like, you have a lot, they have a lot of competition for you. You really there's something about the way that you are glowing right now. This person, they don't believe that you're single. There's no way. There's no way. That's what I keep hearing. There's no way they're single.
Charlie, 1951. This one is about the worst case scenario that you could draw up for Jamaica. And we do see it slowly crawling to the north and east. We have seen that turn. And the landfall will be tomorrow morning. And again, we will be making an update then. And again, at this point, we're just hoping for the best. But sadly, our worst fears seem to be coming to fruition. We're going to answer a few more questions on here. And then I am going to have to call it a night, just given that I do have to wake up super early in the morning for my regular job. So a few more questions. Again, drop in the chat. Also, you can follow me and DM me on Instagram. I post my videos on Instagram as well, but if you go to my bio, follow me on Instagram and DM me, I will answer your more personal questions, ones that I can't get into in depth on this live. So a few more questions tonight, and then that's going to be it for the evening. What time is the hurricane going to make landfall? That's going to be in the morning. That's going to be, I'd say,
Likely or actually
10 a.m. and likely in Westmoreland, or I'd say the most likely in St. Elizabeth Parish. Would it be less catastrophic if it hit East Jamaica instead? I mean, in theory, yes, because that's fewer people on the dirty side of the storm. But it would be, the maximum damage potential, that would still be there. It would just be shifted. But a westward track, that means more of the country is on a more problematic side of the storm. So again, this is a Category 5 monstrous looking storm. I do think that it is going to strengthen even more prior to landfall. And, if you think about some of the worst storms that we have seen in our lifetime in the Caribbean, like you had Maria, you had Dorian, or other storms like Ian, this one is certainly going to rival those in terms of just the devastating impacts. And, these are the storms that take a very long time to recover from. It's not going to take days. It's not even going to take weeks. In the hardest hit areas, it's going to be taking months, if not years. So again, the most severe impacts are going to be with the water. The storm surge as high as 13 feet, which is near and just to the east of the center of the storm. The rainfall, which will be anywhere from 20 to 30 inches, some areas as much as 40 inches. And of course, we could see hurricane force gusts of over 100 miles per hour. But that is going to be in a very small area near the center. Most places will not see anything close to that. But again, the water is the most serious and most pervasive threat. And with that, I will be officially ending the live. So again, if you haven't already, make sure to follow me on here as well as on Instagram. New video will be coming out tomorrow morning with a new update. And we will be going live again tomorrow as landfall occurs. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Everybody stay safe. Keep the people in Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, Bahamas, and Bermuda in your thoughts. Turks and Caicos as well. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, and have a great night.
Right now, there's a huge awakening that's happening within people. They're starting to listen to that inner calling, and they can't deny it, right? This is, I'm telling you, this is your manifestation, okay? But this is also them trying to manifest you back, right? I mean, Craigers, if you want to claim it, you can claim whatever you want right now.